Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new YouTube channel. My name is Adam. At the time I'm recording this, I haven't actually thought of a YouTube channel name yet. So whatever you're reading in front of you, that's what I've finally decided to go with. But if you want to leave down in the comments below a better name or one I can change to, because I'm having a huge mental blank at the moment. I am new to this and I still don't know what I'm doing. I hope you're well. I'm new to the publishing side of things, particularly recording the sound of my own voice. Makes me sound like I'm going crazy, to be honest. I don't think I've ever talked to myself before. Trust me though, if this first video I'm doing right now is a huge flop, I'll probably only make another 50 or 60 before giving up completely. The purpose of this channel that I'm making here today is to address the big questions in the world around us. There are a lot of questions out there, and I like talking about them where I can. I like to think of myself as a semi-intelligent, average kind of man. I know the general basics of the world around us. I've travelled a fair bit, but I don't have any specific knowledge on any particular subject. I'm definitely not an expert or professional in a particular field. But I do love listening to other professional opinions. And not even professional opinions, I just like hearing the opinions of others, to be honest. And then comparing and making the best judgment for myself. And what I do love on YouTube the most, actually, is the comment section of different videos. A lot of the times I won't even watch the video, I'll just scroll through the comments and what people have to say to each other and ignore the video entirely. The internet is a lovely place for trash talking one another. Yeah, there's nothing like slandering someone behind the safety net of your own warm, cozy home. Now, with these topics, naturally not everyone is going to agree with me. That would be a ridiculous assumption to even think that, because everyone has their own opinions. And that's what I love about the human race in general, is we do disagree with one another. I love just that logic impresses me. My principal objective of this channel, though, is kind of selfish on my part, because I want to gauge how you, the watcher, the audience, responds to these topics in the comments below, or if you're feeling lazy, like if you agree with my side of the controversial question, or click like if you disagree. Before we begin with our first topic, I'll just kindly disclose that I am new to this. However long I've been recording for right now, so I'm, 3 minutes new to this. So I apologise in advance if I lose my train of thought, or if I just simply cut the video short and say, F it. I haven't decided if I'm going to swear on my YouTube videos yet. I'll let you know. I generally don't in modern day conversations, but yeah, I'll get back to you on that one. I'm not a public speaker, I'm not a debater, but as I said, I do like listening to others. And today I'm listening to the sound of my own voice, so it ticks all the boxes, really. I looked through Google, trusty old Google, for controversial topics or questions that go around the world today. I don't know, how do you state that? Topics that, I don't know, irk differences of opinion. And there's heaps out there. I can think of about 10 or 15 just off the top of my head, and then when I was looking through Google I saw 50 or 60 where I just kind of thought, oh yeah, I wonder what such and such would think of this, or I wonder if my partner would agree with me on this, and the answer is probably no. Already I can tell. But that's why I'm the devil's advocate. Topic 1 today, just looking through it, I don't know why I always think of the United States when I see this question. I don't know, maybe it's just the media. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, so I'm not actually American. Pretty on the other side of the world, actually. But so I'll start with topic 1, and I'll just give a brief rundown on my thoughts, and I just want to love to hear what you guys have to say on the matter. Is torture ever justified? Just trying to wrap my head around that, because I think of it in two different approaches. Obviously, there's two approaches. And the short answer, I would have to say, is yes. Torture is justified in the right circumstance. Firstly, I look at it as if, like, how would I feel if I was in that situation? And the answer is obviously probably not very good. Probably would not enjoy it. But then, obviously, a lot of people would think that is one of the first. It's always like, oh, how would you feel if you were in that boat? But then, how do you get yourself in that situation? And a lot of the times, quite a lot, you're probably in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're not inherently an evil person, or maybe you just know something that someone wants to torture out of you. The justification on torture, in my opinion, is based on who can it save. So, in this case, if it was the other way around, say, the military, torturing someone for information that may save, I don't know, 12, 100, 1,000 lives. In that case, I don't really see a problem with torturing someone if the ends justifies the means. If you can get a desired outcome. And I've always thought that anyway, generally, if you can save 1,000, if you can inflict pain on a person to save 1,000 people, I'll generally run with that. Like, I would accept dying myself to save 1,000 people. But yeah, the real question ends on, does the end justify the means? Does torturing of a human being justify the end goal? And if someone can leave down in the comments below if they know what countries still practice torturing techniques. I can think of about a dozen. There'd be a lot more. Natural. I know a lot of countries still practice it. It's just not advertised. It's not in the news that they do it. And in which case it'd be, I don't know, maybe about 85-90% of countries would still practice some form of torture to gain information. And I'm not talking about like criminal syndicates or non-authoritative persons. So like a hitman torturing their target, because that's going to happen in every country across the world, no matter where you are. But in conclusion, I do think torture is justified on the basis that if it means that you're protecting someone, if you're, I don't know, it's easy to sit on the fence on this one. Like, if someone knew where a loved one of yours lived, I don't know, would you torture them to get the information out of it? Or not even in information. The topic's very broad. It doesn't really cover for a particular circumstance. But if someone hurt a loved one of yours, would you want to torture them? And I know there's a lot of hippies or left-wing Greens out there that would say no, they would never do that. I've always generally thought an eye for an eye, and I absolutely would torture someone who hurt a loved one of mine if I had the opportunity to. And I don't even think I would regret it, to be honest. And I know a lot of people out there would agree with me on that basis, because what gave them the right to hurt your loved one and hurt you? So pay them back. The justice system in itself is a whole different topic for another day. It's one of my great gripes, particularly where I am just how soft they are in general, but which is the polar opposite of torture, I suppose. Too soft on the criminals, not hard enough. And if you wanted to consider torture as per part of a punishment for a guilty charge, if someone had been convicted of, I don't know, raping or murdering 6 people, do they deserve to get tortured? Yes. I would say yes, absolutely. That's justified. It should be double or triple the equivalent length of the torture and pain that person made their victim go through. I have no problem with that. When I hear stories of, these pedophiles and rapists getting bashed in prison, I smile. I like it. It's good to see. Probably doesn't happen enough, to be honest. But because this is my first video, I will try and keep this short today. I don't know why I always think of America when I think of torture being justified. I think just when you see on the news constantly, it's the war in the Middle East or closing down Guantanamo Bay, and you just kind of think, oh yeah, I can link torture to that. And some of the, I don't know, solitary confinement, that some of the systems the United States still put forward might be seen by others as torturous, but I don't really know enough on the subject of solitary confinement to really comment on it, especially as it might relate to torturing. I think if someone's thrown solitary confinement, they've obviously done something to deserve that, so I'm leaning on more of the side of good. But then again, I don't really know anything about it, so I can't really comment on that, but it's just a sign of, I don't know what the media kind of puts in your head, pictures Americans as torturous kind of people, which I definitely don't agree with. But let me know, guys, what you think in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is just a short video. What I'll do is I'll try and do a part 2 to try and comment back on what anyone says, if anyone ends up watching this video, that is. If no one does, then I'll just go on to a different and new exciting hobby. So thank you again, everyone, for listening and paying attention to me. Yeah, let me know what you think down below, either side, either or. Especially if you're against or disagree with what I say, because I really do honestly like hearing differences of opinion, because how else are we really going to learn as human beings without having 2 sides of the story? Alright guys, thank you very much. Have a good night.